that isekai that everyone fawns over calling it the best isekai that has ever existed, mainly known for its very questionable scenes and heartbreaks. Banter aside, obviously there's much more to the series, and delving into this topic, today we're doing an in-depth character analysis of our demon boy Ruijerd. Being a former leader of the Rudeus warrior group who once served under the demon god Rapurasu and caused havoc in the world, Ruijerd Superdia is feared and ostracized due to his past and the reputation of his tribe. Despite this fact, he remains steadfast and clearly determined to clear his tribe's name. Due to the tragic past of Rapurasu's betrayal and ordered to take cursed pitch-black devil spears in battle, the Rudeus warriors went into a mania that caused them to mindlessly slaughter anyone in their way despite being a friend or foe. This part of the super race's past made them subjects of fear and prejudice long after the end of the battle. Hence, Ruijerd made it the goal of his life to seek redemption and clear the stigma against the Rudeus race. This in itself is a testament to his determination and resilience. His actions, such as shaving his hair and concealing his third eye with a bandana, are symbolic gestures of his desire to bridge the gap between his people and the world, aiming to dismantle the fears and misconceptions surrounding the Rudeus race. Meeting Rudeus Greyrat, the protagonist, marks a turning point in Ruijerd's journey. Together, they form a party that not only aims to protect people but also to challenge and change the narrative surrounding the Rudeus tribe. The struggle for redemption and transformation in the face of societal stigma and historical burdens is no easy task. At one point, Ruijerd even considered taking his life but then rejected the idea, and since then has been working hard to clear his race's name. His unwavering determination, despite the deep-seated prejudices against his tribe, highlights a profound inner strength, consistency, and commitment. Ruijerd's deliberate efforts to alter his appearance and form alliances underscore a strategic approach to changing perceptions, symbolizing the potential for healing and reconciliation. His partnership with other people and care for children in different places catalyzes challenging existing biases, paving the way for a new understanding and acceptance of the Rudeus race. We were victims of Rapurasu's plot. The Rudeus are no race of monstrous beasts. Ruijerd to Rudeus. When it comes to personality, Ruijerd is not the talkative kind. Despite having a scary demeanor, he is still very kind and fatherly. He also always helps children in need no matter what the circumstances are and goes berserk when people try to hurt them. Much of this sentiment has to do with his son's sacrifice to save Ruijerd himself. In the face of prejudice, as discussed before, he maintained his composure. Rudeus and Eris, upon meeting Ruijerd for the first time, retained fear and suspicion. Ruijerd in this situation remains calm and doesn't let it impact him. He understands that their fear stems from the notorious reputation of his tribe and chooses to respond with patience rather than anger or frustration. He is calm in combat as well and uses his intellect to outsmart his enemies. He also has these fatherly elements to him which makes sense since he used to be one. His interactions with Rudeus and Eris showcase his stoicism. He serves as a mentor, imparting lessons and guidance through actions rather than words. His reserved nature means he seldom gives lengthy lectures or displays overt emotion, preferring to teach by example and allowing his companions to draw their own conclusions. Through his actions and restrained expression of emotions, Ruijerd embodies the essence of a warrior who has transformed personal grief and societal prejudice into a silent resolve to guide and protect, teaching by example and impacting those around him without the need for many words. You could say Jobless Reincarnation pulled a Vinland Saga moment with this character. From the moment Ruijerd joins forces with Rudeus, he shows a profound sense of duty and loyalty. He pledges to assist Rudeus in returning to his homeland and sticks to this promise despite the numerous challenges they face. This pledge is not just a casual commitment, it's a deeply held vow that reflects Ruijerd's core values of honor and reliability. For instance, when they encounter a dangerous situation that threatens their lives, Ruijerd puts his safety at risk to protect Rudeus and Eris, showcasing his loyalty and the seriousness with which he takes his promises. He respects Rudeus not just for his abilities, but for his character and the way he treats others, including Ruijerd himself. This mutual respect and trust have laid a solid foundation for their relationship, making Ruijerd's loyalty both credible and profound. Despite the stigma attached to his tribe, he manages to earn the trust of those he helps, demonstrating that his actions and integrity transcend the prejudices against his kind. His reputation as a reliable and honorable warrior gradually spreads, challenging and changing the perceptions of those around him. His consistent display of honor and reliability, especially in the face of prejudice, embodies Erikson's theory of identity development, especially the stage focusing on integrity versus despair. This proves that he is quite trustworthy. This dynamic reflects the psychological principle that individual actions can indeed influence and transform collective attitudes, leading to a reevaluation of prejudices and stereotypes. Ruijerd's story underscores the profound psychological impact of steadfast loyalty, integrity, and the power of individual actions in affecting social perception and change. Being protective towards others doesn't come as a surprise for Ruijerd after observing his objectives and ultimate goals in life. Ruijerd once had a family with a woman from his tribe named Luelia Superdia, who had looked out for him since his childhood. They had a son together named Ruiweld Superdia. After the demon god Rapurasu's betrayal, Ruijerd and other warriors went hysterical. This event included both Ruijerd and his son. Ruijerd ended up giving his own son a fatal wound. Ruiweld managed to destroy the Devil's Spear and finally wake Ruijerd from his stupor to realize the truth. In the moment of despair from his actions, Ruijerd had considered committing suicide to atone for his sins, but ultimately decided to exact vengeance on Rapurasu for the cruel fate befallen his people along with every one of the warrior groups. This behavior aligns with psychological concepts such as altruism and self-sacrifice, where an individual's actions are aimed at benefiting others even at a personal cost. This ultimately only increased his protective instincts. He is driven by a vision of a safer world for his people, reflecting a broader protective instinct that extends beyond individual relationships to encompass his entire community. This protective nature is also highlighted in his interactions with the protagonist Rudeus Greyrat, where Ruijerd repeatedly risks his own safety to shield Rudeus from various dangers. Beyond physical protection, he also assumes a mentorship role, guiding young characters like Rudeus and Eris, and emphasizing the importance of moral and personal growth. Moreover, Ruijerd's protective actions can be psychologically analyzed as akin to parental behavior, showcasing a strong desire to safeguard and nurture those who are younger or more vulnerable. This instinct is crucial for survival and well-being, as seen in many species where adults protect their offspring. Additionally, his efforts to protect and uplift the reputation of the Superid race resonate with the social identity theory, emphasizing group cohesion and loyalty. His actions are not merely individualistic, but are deeply rooted in the collective identity and well-being of his race. Much after the demon versus humans battle, the reputation of the Superid tribe was in shambles. Due to their actions of mindlessly killing people in battle, they're feared worldwide. People can easily recognize them by their green hair and gem-like third eye features, hence people try to avoid them from afar. But after Ruijerd observed these characteristics, he shaved off his head and hid his third eye just so people wouldn't be scared. These actions consistently reflect his unwavering commitment to justice and principles. He often makes difficult choices that align with his ethical beliefs, rather than opting for more convenient and advantageous paths. This steadfast adherence to his moral code not only defines his character, but also influences those around him, serving as a guiding light for characters like Rudeus, whom he mentors and inspires towards ethical behavior. We can also examine his conduct through the lens of moral identity, which suggests that his sense of self is deeply intertwined with his ethical values, driving him to act in ways that are consistent with his principles. Furthermore, his role within the story can be seen as an example of ethical leadership, demonstrating how integrity and honor can lead by example and foster a culture of morality and ethical decision-making. His actions also suggest an aversion to cognitive dissonance. Ruijerd strives for consistency between his beliefs and actions, avoiding the discomfort that comes from ethical misalignment. Through his narrative arc, Ruijerd not only exemplifies the virtues of honor and integrity, but also illuminates the psychological complexities of living a life governed by a stringent moral code. His character is a testament to the profound impact that adherence to ethical principles can have on individuals' choices and the broader community they influence. The Superid tribe is a tribal race of infamous warriors from the Demon Continent. Due to the tales of their fearsome rampage without distinguishing allies from enemies in the war 400 years ago, they are loathed and feared by all races. So, you know that Ruijerd is bound to be skilled in battle. His combat prowess is not merely a function of physical strength, but a comprehensive mastery of various fighting techniques and strategic acumen, honed through years of experience. Ruijerd is endowed with an array of formidable abilities that underscore his prowess as a warrior. His super strength, one of his most prominent attributes, enables him to dispatch A-rank monsters with a mere single blow, evidencing a level of physical power that surpasses even the esteemed Ghislaine. This sheer force is further demonstrated in his capacity to counter the attacks of the sword god Gal Farion. Beyond his brute strength, Ruijerd possesses a unique third eye, functioning akin to a radar, which allows him to detect hidden or unseen enemies, thereby giving him a strategic upper hand in various combat situations. His proficiency is not limited to overt displays of strength. Ruijerd is also a master of stealth, adept at moving the unseen and executing strategies without alerting his foes, thus adding a layer of unpredictability to his combat style. Additionally, his heritage as a member of the Super Dia clan affords him a demon's extended lifespan, providing him with years of experience and wisdom that enrich his understanding and approach to the myriad conflicts he encounters. The longevity of Ruijerd is another thing that goes in favor of Ruijerd, as he has accumulated much experience in battle. He is said to be at least over 500 years of age, yet he is at his physical prime. Another example of his strength can be seen with Ruijerd being practically undefeated during his exploits as part of Dead End, until their fateful encounter with the dragon god Orsted. The entire reason why Ruijerd decided to move forward in life is to redeem his people of their past deeds that weren't much of their fault to begin with. He carries the weight of his previous actions and is willing to reflect on his past and acknowledge the mistakes he has made, despite it mostly being Rapurasu's fault. He still takes accountability. This introspection is a crucial aspect of his character development, as he gradually transitions from a figure consumed by regret and anger to one actively seeking to make amends. After Rudeus and Eris are transported to the Demon Continent following the teleport incident, they encounter Ruijerd. Subsequently, he leads them to a Migurudo village, where he shares his history with Rudeus, who then offers to assist in redeeming the Ruijerd's honor. Together, Ruijerd, Rudeus, and Eris establish the Dead End Party and join the Adventure Guild. They plan to use their earnings to fund their journey back to the Central Continent. During this time, Ruijerd adopts the nickname Watchdog. Upon arriving in Mili Shion, Ruijerd contacts an associate to arrange their departure from the Mili's continent. He then aids in liberating a group of soldiers' families in the Shiron Kingdom, who are detained by Pax Shiron. In the Red Worm Mountains, Ruijerd engages in combat with the dragon god Orsted, who launches an attack on Rudeus following a mention of Hitogami. Despite their defeat, Ruijerd and his companions manage to survive the encounter. Ruijerd intervenes to rescue Norn when she is accosted by two men, intimidating them into leaving. As Norn expresses her grievances regarding her family, Ruijerd, contemplating his own shortcomings as a parent, encourages her to strive harder to surmount her challenges. Touched by his encouraging words, Norn inquires about his name. As Ruijerd introduces himself, his headband slips, revealing his third eye, just as Roxy and Lilia arrive. Later, Ruijerd meets Paul, who is initially hesitant to allow Ruijerd to accompany Norn and Aisha to Rudeus in Sharia, but ultimately agrees. Thus, Ruijerd assumes the role of bodyguard for Aisha and Norn during their journey. 6 months later, Ruijerd delivers Paul's daughters to Rudeus in Sharia as promised. These interactions show significant progress made by Ruijerd, changing the public perception of his people. Norn actually becomes quite attached to Ruijerd, and upon their final goodbye, she clings to him. Ruijerd assures her that their paths will cross again. Due to his stoic and reserved demeanor, Ruijerd is not the social type, which significantly impacts his interactions with other people. His limited social skills often lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, as he struggles to convey his thoughts and feelings effectively. This aspect of his character is a recurring theme in the series, affecting his relationships and the way others perceive him. It also makes one's purpose of clearing his tribe's name a little too hard, but his challenges in this aspect helped him become more expressive later on. There was some initial tension between him and Rudeus and Eris due to his straightforward communication style and demeanor, which is feared. I mean, one's lack of social cues and understanding of interpersonal dynamics often puts one at a disadvantage. His difficulty in engaging in lighthearted banter or emotional exchanges limits his ability to bond with others, making him seem distant or disconnected, but this issue is fixed later on when he shares his life story with Rudy. Overall, throughout the series, he gradually learns to navigate social situations more adeptly, often through trial and error. Rudeus, with his better understanding of social interactions, often acts as a bridge, helping Ruijerd to adjust his approach to better understand the subtleties of human communication. Furthermore, his interactions with Norn and Aisha prove how good he gets with general social interaction. This characteristic helps add depth to Ruijerd's character, making him more relatable and human. His journey towards improving his social skills and understanding is intertwined with the broader themes of growth and redemption in the series. Ruijerd's development in this area is gradual and not without setbacks, but it reflects his willingness to adapt and improve, highlighting the complexity of his character beyond his warrior persona. Ruijerd's commitment to upholding the clan's honor and reputation often takes precedence over his personal desires, which showcases a selfless dedication to his heritage and values as well as a strong sense of duty towards his people. Much of the credit for this is rooted in Ruijerd's backstory and the historical context of the Ruijerd tribe, which has faced discrimination and misrepresentation due to its dark past as discussed before. Ruijerd's actions throughout the series are driven by a desire to rectify these misconceptions and restore the clan's honor. For example, his decision to journey with Rudeus and Eris is partly motivated by the opportunity to demonstrate the true nature and dignity of the Ruijerd tribe to the wider world, countering the negative stereotypes that have plagued his people. Ruijerd's commitment to his duty is also evident in his adherence to the Ruijerd tribe's code of conduct, which emphasizes honor, courage, and integrity. He often faces moral dilemmas where he must choose between the easy path and the one that aligns with his responsibilities to his clan. For instance, when presented with situations where he could achieve personal gain at the expense of his tribe's values, Ruijerd invariably chooses the latter, often at great personal cost. Furthermore, his sense of duty extends to his interactions with other characters, influencing his decisions and actions. Ruijerd's approach to mentoring Rudeus, for example, reflects his commitment to imparting the values and traditions of the Ruijerd tribe, aiming to cultivate honor and responsibility in the younger generation. This mentorship is not just about teaching combat skills, but also about instilling a sense of duty and respect for cultural heritage. Ruijerd's sense of duty and the sacrifices he makes for the sake of his tribe's honor often lead to internal conflicts, especially when his personal beliefs or desires clash with his responsibilities. These moments of internal struggle add depth to his character, revealing the complexities of living by a rigid code of duty in a changing world. His unwavering commitment to his people's honor and traditions highlights the themes of loyalty, sacrifice, and the struggle between personal desires and communal responsibilities. Ruijerd's character development is evident throughout the series, especially displaying a remarkable capacity for adaptability. Initially depicted as a character rooted in the traditions of the Ruijerd clan and burdened by past prejudices, Ruijerd's journey is one of transformations which is facilitated by his interactions with Rudy and his companions. His initial encounters with Rudy and others highlight his rigid adherence to his cultural norms and his struggle to accept differing viewpoints. His stoic and somewhat isolated nature make his early interactions fraught with misunderstandings and tensions. However, as the series progresses, Ruijerd's experiences with Rudy's diverse group of allies serve as a catalyst for change, challenging his long-held beliefs and prompting him to reconsider his worldview. A significant aspect of Ruijerd's adaptability is seen in his gradual embrace of new environments and cultures. Traveling with Rudy exposes him to a variety of places and customs vastly different from the warrior-centric culture of the Ruijerd race. Through these experiences, Ruijerd learns to navigate and appreciate the complexities of the world outside his clan, becoming more nuanced in his understanding of others. His growth is also evident in his evolving relationships with the characters around him. His bond with Rudy, in particular, is instrumental in softening his perspectives. Through Rudy, Ruijerd encounters kindness, forgiveness, and a different form of strength than he is accustomed to, which helps him to shed some of his prejudices and become more open-minded. This relationship dynamic is pivotal, as it not only facilitates Ruijerd's personal growth, but also illustrates the potential for understanding and unity across cultural divides. Moreover, Ruijerd's adaptability is tested and honed through various challenges and conflicts faced by the group. His ability to adjust his strategies and tactics in combat, as well as to navigate social and political landscapes, demonstrates his growing versatility and openness to learning from new experiences. His journey from a rigid warrior to a more open-minded and flexible individual is a compelling narrative arc that reflects the broader themes of the series, such as the value of exposure to diversity, the power of friendship, and the potential for personal transformation through empathy and understanding. Through Ruijerd, the series explores the profound impact of intercultural experiences and personal connections on individual growth and change. The story of Ruijerd and his development throughout the series is truly eye-opening, and we have to credit his son for giving Ruijerd a chance to make amends not only for himself, but for his people as well. It makes one wonder how different the storyline would have been if Ruijerd didn't get that chance because he impacted a lot of characters with his actions. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. And there you have it, folks. That's Ruijerd in a nutshell. Hit that like button if you had as much fun as I did exploring his character, and dive into the next video for more mind-blowing content.